Hey everybody, Tony here with Nothing But Car Reviews, and today we're taking a look at a new 2023 GMC Acadia SLE, so let's get right into it. So this SLE, not very many changes for 2023 as opposed to 22. This one comes in Summit White on jet black cloth interior, which is a pretty popular combo there. And for the powertrain, we get a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, made it with a 9-speed automatic transmission. As we get to the back here, we have our LED tail lights. Let's go ahead and open the lift gate here. And what's great is on this SLE with the convenience package, you get that power lift gate. And then of course to fold our seats, we just pull up on the strap here and they'll fold flat that third row, and then we can just pull the strap back up to make them seats again. And then we even have a little storage underneath there if you want to hide some stuff. Let's close that. Let's go around to the left side here. So fuel tank, just click that there. You have fuel filler, so no gas cap. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then get into the wheel here. Those are going to be 18-inch aluminum. And then let's go around to the front. And with the SLE, I really like how they went with the chrome here. You have chrome throughout, the badging around the red lettering is chrome. And then you have those same accents down here as well as around there as well. And of course you get LED headlamps and LED daytime running lights. But next I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood. And there's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, which is probably my favorite powertrain setup in the Acadias, Traverses. But next, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So from the driver's seat here, I've reviewed a lot of Acadias, especially in this body style. So still have about an inch and a half of headroom there, really good. Plenty of space for my legs. And then just enough room in terms of having a wider stature within the seat. So I'm glad that you're able to do that. But over here, the door panel, we have our power door locks, power windows, and then our power driver's seat, or our driver's seat has a power window that's auto up and down. And then we can lock the windows from the front, and then we have our power mirror controls there. And then for that power lift gate, we can set it to 3/4 off or max, and then we just touch the button to open and close it. And pretty good storage down there as well. Bottle holder there, and then a little bit of storage there. And then we have an electronic parking brake, which we press that to engage and disengage. Let's go over to the steering wheel here. So we have that kind of vinyl going there, but it feels really good, and I like how they have, like I can fit my bigger hands in all these spaces depending on how I like to drive. Cruise controls are here, forward collision alert, gap adjusters here. Then we have voice recognition controls, Bluetooth, and then we can scroll through our gauge cluster using these arrows here. And plenty of viewpoints. And then behind the steering wheel on the left side, we have our radio station or track list favorite controls. And then behind the steering wheel on the right side, we have our volume controls. And then auto high beams, we can toggle those, headlamp controls, turn signals, and then our windshield wiper controls here. But next, let's go ahead and take a look from the other side. So the seats themselves for the driver and front passenger are relatively comfortable for a cloth seat. Like I said, they're easy to fit in for bigger people, so I appreciate that. We do only have a manual seat on the passenger side in the SLE, but on this driver's side we do have an 8-way power seat with power lumbar support, so really adjustable there. And over here for our glove compartment, pretty good size here. And then we have our owner's manual in here as well. And then I really like how they did that kind of faux wood grain trim there, and then the brushed aluminum there. Very sleek for a base model trim level. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this radio here. So we get AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio standard, and then we also get standard wireless Apple CarPlay, and we get Android Auto as well. Then we have a Wi-Fi hotspot when you have that linked up, which is a subscription involved. And then we have our tri-zone automatic climate control, so we can control the front driver and front passenger. And then we have the rear AC controls as well. And there's our backup camera with guidelines. As we turn the steering wheel, the lines will kind of show us what direction we're headed. And below here, we have climate controls with actual buttons and knobs, so we can adjust fan speed, toggle the auto mode, and then we can sync, do all that. And then the shifter here, which is that push button they've had since about 1819, I believe. Press P for park, pull up here for reverse, press N for neutral, pull up here for drive. Then there's our low mode there, and we can manually shift there. And then down here we have a 12 volt, and then a USB-C, USB-A input. And then down here we have our auto stop toggle there, traction control, hazards, then our parking sensors we can toggle on there. And then here we have our key fob with remote start. And then down here we have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger, and we can do the seat back or the seat bottom and the seat back. Then lane departure toggle there. And then 3 drive modes. We have Tour, Snow mode, and then our Sport mode. And then over here to our center console cubby space, pretty good size there. No ports or anything, but you can just stow your phone or any junk you have there. And then we have our LED dome lights, which I really like. Nice and bright and look really crisp. And then if you want to, you can put your sunglasses in there. But finally, let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat room. So from back here, pretty good leg room. I will say that my left leg over here where the door panel comes out for the cup holder, it's kind of limiting how much I can spread my legs, but either way, just sitting back here, the seat in front of me is adjusted for someone of my size at 6'3", and then sitting back here, still pretty good leg room. My knees are rubbing up against the back there, but it's not a hard vinyl, it's just that cloth, so still pretty comfortable there, and I can kind of push my knee in there if I want to. And over here, we have our rear AC climate controls. Of course, you can control it from the front, but the controls back here are pretty intuitive. You can just change your mode there, adjust the temperature, toggle the auto mode, and then you can cut it all the way off if you want to. And then a 120 volt 3-prong household plug in here, USB-C and USB-A charging port. And then we have cup holders here, nice storage compartment there. Now the AC vents, I really like that they have them in the roof here, in the roof line, because you can kind of adjust where you want it to be sent. You can have it right at your face, and then you have the vents underneath the seats so that you can get it down there as well if you get too hot. And then finally, I showed those third row seats folded down, and you still have plenty of room back there for even bigger kids in this third row. So really nice that they've done that. With all that being said, let's go ahead and take this Acadia out on the road for a quick test drive. So a really good pull from the turbocharged engine, even in the tour mode. The turbo just does a really good job when you get in that sweet spot between 2,000, 4,000 RPMs at pushing the vehicle without having to necessarily get more from the engine itself. Yeah, really good merging power. And really good sound acoustics within the cabin just going down the interstate here. And with that said, really good fuel mileage too. As we flatten out here, we're getting right at 30, 34 miles per gallon. And that is just extremely impressive out of a 6-passenger SUV. And this turbocharged 4-cylinder really is the way to go, because you're not going to necessarily have a vehicle like this under constant high RPMs or having your foot in it, whatever. But when you do need that power, the turbo's there to help out the 4-cylinder, and especially with the 9-speed automatic shifting so smoothly, just really easy to pass in this car. But with that being said, also really good fuel mileage when you don't need to pass. We'll just give it a little throttle out of this corner here. Yeah, I just love the acceleration out of these 2-liter turbos. It's not necessarily fast, but it makes sense for an SUV like this. And as I've said in many of my other reviews, I know that some people prefer the 3.6 liter in certain setups, like the AT4s, the all-wheel drives, they like to have the V6, but I just really love this 2-liter turbo, because how I like to drive and what I'd be using this vehicle for, I'm not going to need all-wheel drive, and I'm not going to need the thirstier V6. I can get everything I need out of this turbocharged 4-cylinder. And on top of that, like I've said about the XT6, the Traverses, these just ride really well on this platform. I can feel the road, and I feel like I have complete control of the vehicle, but it's just a really comfortable ride on top of that. And in terms of fuel mileage, you also have the auto stop. I've had the AC on, and I just started the vehicle, so the auto stop didn't come on when I came to a stop. But days when the car's been running and you come to a red light, that auto stop is also going to save you quite a bit in terms of fuel, because gas is $4 to $7 a gallon depending on what side of the country you're on. So every little bit helps. But as we come to the end of this test drive, finally I'm just going to go over the sticker and tell you all my final thoughts on the 2023 Acadia. So I'd like to give a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this 23 Acadia today. I'll leave a link below to their website as well as this vehicle in the description. But let's go ahead and get right into this window sticker. So sticker price, $39,595. And then we have our driver convenience package, which is $1,750. And then the 3-year OnStar and connected services package, which is $1,500. Final thoughts on the vehicle itself though, I definitely would recommend it. I think in terms of the big three SUVs that GM offers, the Traverse. If you need that extra space, I would recommend getting that. And if you're trying to save money, that's the cheapest way to go. If you're wanting the most luxurious, get the XT6. And if you're wanting something right in the middle that has all the features that you need and not necessarily everything that you don't need, definitely you can build an Acadia that way. And this $40,000 one has wireless Apple CarPlay, the driver convenience package, all of that. So I mean, you get the Wi-Fi hotspot for 3 years unlimited data, so that's helpful. But with all that being said, I want to thank you all for watching the video. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and leave any comments if you have anything to say. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one.